Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast 1017. Today I have a very special guest. He's coming back on the show again, Dr. Ramzy Thakur. He's going to actually talk to us about something that's been happening currently, and it's the coronavirus. And something that we all wanted him on the show to talk a little bit about that and kind of inform us what it is and also at the same time how we can protect ourselves from it. So Dr. Ramzy, first I just want to say thank you for being on the show again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I know it's a big thing. It's a big deal. And I've been seeing a lot of people wearing face masks, actually. So I really want to know, what is coronavirus? Can you inform us what that is?
Yeah, so actually, coronavirus is actually a family of viruses. It usually causes a common cold. So, usually just mild upper respiratory tract symptoms. So there's many different types of coronavirus. The one that's, the news now is different. It's a new one that's spreading very fast. It originated in China. So it's the Wuhan coronavirus, or the scientific name they have for it right now is 2019 nCoV virus. Much like other coronaviruses in the past that have caused a lot of widespread deaths, were the SARS virus and the MERS virus, the Middle Eastern Respiratory Virus. So the coronavirus itself is just a family of viruses, usually just causes, mild cold upper respiratory symptoms. But this is a new one, and it's kind of spreading fast and really infecting a lot of people.
So how is it transmitted, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so this coronavirus originated in China, in a city in central China called Wuhan, or Wuhan. They don't know exactly where the virus originated, although there has been some reports. They actually did some, gene testing, and they think it may have originated in snakes in central China. So
wow.
This virus originally, got its origin at a live animal market in China. That's where they can really trace it down to the beginning, back in late December. So it originated in animals, probably a snake, and that snake have transmitted it to other live animals as well, and then those animals were able to transmit it to humans, either through eating their meat or having close contact with them.
That's crazy. That's very crazy. Yeah. So it just pushes us to be more vegetarian, I guess, right? Or even vegan at that point.
Most viruses originate in animals.
Right. So that's a very good point. So any meat eaters out there, maybe you want to change your diet. It's not a bad time right now.
Oh yeah.
So who's most successful? Like, who's most known to get it? Like, is it babies that can catch it easily? Adults. Yeah. Who would you say is more successful?
So, like with any of these viruses that are more severe and cause more widespread panic, it's usually people with weakened immune systems. So generally, a lot of older people, 60 and above, that have multiple chronic conditions are more susceptible to get really sick from it. Also, kids, very young children under the age of 2 who have underdeveloped immune systems are more susceptible to it as well. Although, those are the ones who will probably have the most, cause the most damage from the virus, but it's also spreading to other people as well. The last reports I heard was that there were about 1,300 confirmed cases in China, with smattering of cases in other countries as well. And out of those 1,300, there have been about 41 deaths so far. So if you want to put that into perspective, that's about 3% of the people who have caught the virus have died from it. With SARS, it was about 10%. And with the Middle Eastern Respiratory virus, the MERS virus, it was actually over 30%.
Wow.
So at least from the data that we have right now, it's not as severe as those viruses.
My God. Well, at least it's not as severe, but still, it's 3%. That's people, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, if you want to put that into more perspective, in the U.S., uh, anywhere between 50,000 to 80,000 people a year will die of influenza virus, but there's usually tens of millions of cases, meaning only like a fraction of a percent will actually die from it. So yeah, it is definitely more severe.
what would you say are the symptoms of this virus that to you, so
Mhm.
you know that maybe you might have it?
Yeah, well, first of all, chances are if you haven't been to central China, specifically around the city of Wuhan, or been around people who have been there, then I wouldn't be concerned. But the symptoms include fever, cough, kind of any type of cold or flu type symptom. But the difference is, it's more rapidly progressing, so it could lead to pneumonia, and that's usually what's causing all these deaths.
Hmm. And what would you say the U.S. is doing right now currently to kind of take steps to contain this spread in our country?
Yeah, so right now there's only been two confirmed cases in the U.S., and there's been dozens more that are kind of being watched. But in China, where this is where the real problem is, the government has really done some things to basically try to prevent the transmission of it. They've canceled all of the Chinese New Year festivities in that area. They're really trying to shut down all of the public transportation and try to get people to not congregate into large places to help prevent the transmission of the virus. So right now, the World Health Organization, they actually met this past week over 2 days, and they came to the conclusion, the panel, that it's not to the point where it's a global health crisis at this point, but of course, that could change. The committee was actually kind of split down the middle about whether it constitutes a global health crisis or not. And part of that reason is because they don't know for sure if they can trust all the figures that are coming out of China. There's actually been some reports that the number of people who are infected may be well more than 1,300. And, so things could change rapidly in the next few days when we learn more.
So then what can people do now just to handle it all and make sure that they're safe?
Well, I mean, the main thing for our U.S. audience is don't panic, okay? If you have not been to China, specifically central China, or been around people that have been to that area who are sick, then if you do come down with symptoms such as fever and cough, it's probably more likely a common cold or maybe even, influenza here in the U.S. So, number one, don't panic, but just general precautions that you can take are, of course, washing your hands very frequently, sanitizing your hands, at home, sanitize the countertops and the doorknobs and other hard surfaces where the viruses can, congregate. And also, just cover your coughs and sneezes. Try to stay away from people who are sick. Right now the main thing in the U.S. is just the influenza virus, and so make sure you get your flu shot because we still are in flu season as well.
Right. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Dr. Ramsey, thank you. Seriously, thank you for answering all our questions. I know Joe specifically is very thankful for this because this is something that a lot of us were talking about, and we were kind of curious to hear more in detail from a doctor who really understands it to the deeper level. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's localized and it shouldn't really cause panic here in the U.S. But of course, things can change as we learn more about the virus. So, you could look to your trusted news sources to learn more about that. So.
Perfect. Well, Dr. Ramsey, thank you so
All right.
much for your time and your knowledge. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
no problem. Anytime.
everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little health corner segment. We'll be doing more of these, and stay tuned till next time. Thank you. Thank you again, Dr. Ramsey.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.